Hey guys, what's up? I've seen that a lot of you guys want to see some RX8 content. I know we've been super heavy in the RX7s, and we want to make that shift. Actually, oddly enough, our first video was an RX8 video, but since then we haven't made it anymore. So I'm actually going to swing back around. We're going to be doing more RX8 content. One that you can expect is things to look for before buying an RX8, like actually with the car. I was actually originally planning on shooting that, but it didn't work out because right now it's actually snowing here, so I couldn't make it over. The shop is about an hour away, so I just want to make this video to kind of get something out because we haven't put something out for a while. So 5 things you need to know before buying a Mazda RX8. So number 1, without a doubt, the Mazda RX8 is the most practical rotary car that you can buy. It has 4 doors, it's super easy to drive, and it's super fun to drive. It's a car that you can just get into, you can drive it to work, you can drive it to school, you can drive it to your friend's house, you can drive it to the track, you can get it back from the track, you can do all these things without really putting up a fuss, as long as the engine's in healthy condition, as with any car. But the RX8's a great car for anyone that just wants to get a car that they can just jump in and drive and have fun in. There's so many positives for the RX8 and there's plenty of negatives, but that's any car ever. So when you hear something about when people talk down about the RX8, take that with a grain of salt. It's people that typically just heard things on the internet. They read it in a forum, they read it on like Jalopnik, and they don't have any sort of actual frame of reference. The RX8 is without a doubt a great car. There's nothing, don't listen to the haters. Number 2 is that though the RX8 is a great practical car, on the performance side, it's not the most liable platform to be modified heavily. In stock trim, they are a blast to drive. They're a great car. However, if you're someone that wants peak power, or if you want to be just going out doing highway races on the street or doing things like that, RX8 is not that car. The RX8 can be made to go fast, not very cheap, not very easily, but it's mainly made for obviously driving. It's for spirited driving, taking around corners, canyon runs, tracks, autocross, things like that. If you want a car that you can thoroughly enjoy and drive, the RX8's the car. Whereas if you're wanting to make way more power, if you want to make like over 400 horsepower easily, or not easily, but reliably, or without really much of a fuss, an RX7 is a much better choice as far as the rotary side goes. But like the RX8 is by far one of the best handling cars, and if I would suggest that if you're planning on buying an RX8, or if you own an RX8, don't modify the car for power. It's not worth it to modify the car for power. Modify it for handling and drivability and fun. There's a time and place for every type of car. Every car has its advantages. Unfortunately, power is not one for the RX8. Whereas like in an RX7, like a 4-port 13B, if you're the ported out, you can make over 200 pretty easily, where the RX8, it'll struggle to get past that 230, 240 mark without forced induction and things of the like. So just understand that an RX8 is a great car to drive. It's super fun, but if I were to buy one, I would modify it purely for handling, not necessarily power, unless I just had the deepest pockets on earth. Number 3, and this is honest to truth warning, is that there is a lot of misinformation in the RX8 community. There are also at the same time tons of very well-informed RX8 owners, but at the same time, since the community is so large, since the RX8 sold for so long and sold so many units, there's a lot of people. It's not dissimilar from a Honda community or a Subaru community or like a DSM community or any sort of major big breadth car community where you're going to have tons of Subaru people and you're going to have tons of smart people. You just need to be able to put the goggles on and realize that you need to find the people that know what they're talking about and have proven track records of what they're talking about. That's the difference. Don't listen to Johnny down the street that says I made 600 horsepower on an NA RX8, which is the Cobb access port. Don't listen to that person. Find the people that are knowledgeable, that have proven results, and follow those people, and that's how you're going to succeed while driving an RX8. Number 4, this one's a personal opinion. If you have the money to swing it, get an 09 or newer RX8, a Series 2 RX8. The reason I say that is because the Series 2 addresses most of the problems that were prevalent in the Series 1. The reason the RX8 has the reputation for unreliability revolves around the Series 1 issues. The most notable change in the Series 2, as far as the engine goes, is that they added a 3rd oil injector for the oil metering pump. What that means is that the apex seal as it spins around inside the housing is more lubricated and therefore causes less friction and wears slower. Whereas in the Series 1 it only had 2 and injected way less oil than the RX-7s did and created a reliability problem with the more heat and more friction being applied to the apex seal and thus wearing faster. So the Series 2 RX-8s actually wear the apex seal slower and thus have a longer engine life. So if you do end up buying a Series 1 and you want to attempt to make the engine last longer, A lot of people suggest pre-mixing as well as running just normal oil metering pump, as I addressed in my pre-mixing video. That's a great alternative. It will increase the life of your engine. There's plenty of people that have great experiences with them. So, like I said, if you can, buy a Series 2. If you can't and you have to buy a Series 1, I highly recommend at least pre-mixing with the car as you own it. And then the last one, number 5. Before you buy a Mazda RX-8, you need to know what to look for before buying it. Now, I know that I've made this video and I'm not going to go into depth in that quite yet. I will be making a video and explaining what you should be looking for with an RX-8. But go on internet forums, RX8 Club, any RX8 group, and look at what people are saying about cars before you buy them. The most notable one, obviously, if you're going to buy any rotary car, is check the compression or have a verified compression test of the car. Make sure you can physically see the health of the engine. That's the major one. There's other things like knowing when the coil packs are replaced and things like that. But make sure you have a well-defined checklist. And if you don't want to go through that process, hire a rotary specialist mechanic, not a normal mechanic, a rotary specialist mechanic that can help you out with it. Take it to him, he'll look it over for you and let you know. A lot of the reputation for the RX-8 comes with people buying cars from people that didn't know what they were doing and ended up destroying them. And then people buy them and they blow up like a few weeks later, or they're already low compression, already blown up, and people have issues with them, and then they gain even more of a terrible reputation than what they already have. And it's undeserved. It's undeserved because people don't treat the RX-8 like it's supposed to be treated. They don't understand the actual rituals you need to go through when owning a rotary car. So make sure you know what you're looking for when you buy an RX-8. And not only that, know what you need to do when you own an RX-8. And we'll be making another video on that as well soon. So be sure to check into our channel. If you found this video informative and you really liked it, leave a comment, like it, subscribe, please. That's awesome. And if you really like this video, we have more videos over here, over this way. And if you like those, check those out. I want to say thank you. My name is Kenny McKee. Thanks for tuning in the Road Magazine. I hope to see you in the next one.